Cuba eliminated the need for natural gas-based fertilizers and oil-based pesticides by developing organic farming methods. Fortunately, research centers had begun studying sustainable agriculture before the crisis. Because of this preparation, the transition to an approach to farming that didn't depend on fossil fuels was implemented nationally within just a few years. Without fossil fuels, more manual labor was needed, making smaller farms necessary and increasing the number of farmers.
One of the challenges, the peak oil challenges, is to reclaim land from the large-scale conventional agriculture.
Un suelo en formarse trata millones de años y en destruirse muy poco tiempo. Bueno, uno de los problemas que trae la tierra con químicos es la mineralización y la desaparición de la microflora y la microfauna. La desaparición de la microflora, de la vida del suelo.
The soil is a living being, and in the topsoil, in the first 3 inches of soil, is the key. You add chemicals, you damage all of that. So then the soils became almost like sand.
So we're going to be having interesting challenges and to rehabilitate the soil.
Cuba found that it took from 3 to 5 years to make the land fertile and productive again.
Organic needs a transition, no? Needs some time and needs some money to establish the system, because when you get the soil is so damaged and dead that you need to rebuild the soil. You need to bring back the soil to life, and that takes time and a little bit of money as well. You have to follow the natural cycles. So you hire nature to work for you, not work against nature. To work against nature, you have to waste huge amounts of energy. Conventional people use this heavy machinery that compacts the soil, huge tractor, huge combine trucks and things like that. So you have to open the soil again, add more nutrients. The first ethic, to take care of the land, of the earth. This is very important. If we don't take care of the earth will take care of us and get rid of us.
Entonces los institutos de investigación empezaron rápidamente a acomodar la agricultura a una agricultura orgánica, tanto desde el punto de vista de pesticidas como de nutrición.
For me it's more important how the things that I'm eating are growing or are produced than what I'm eating. So if a vegan eats these heavily pesticide polluted vegetables, he's not doing much.
El hecho de empezar a utilizar materia orgánica empiezan a aparecer microorganismos y paulatinamente se va aumentando de acuerdo a los niveles de, por supuesto, sistemáticamente, porque si lo dejas de hacer vuelve a lo mismo, ¿no?
Cuba's new agriculture uses a variety of soil-enhancing alternatives to rebuild and maintain the soil. Crop rotation, composting, and green manure, which is a process of plowing young vegetation into the soil. Many tons of organic compost are produced, using kitchen scraps, rice hulls, and other organic matter. Worm humus is made in long troughs, where worms are fed organic waste products. This makes a richer fertilizer than regular compost.
Una tonelada de humo de lombriz equivale a 6 de materia orgánica.
Today, 80% of Cuba's agricultural production is organic.
The lack of fuel drove us to use less machinery, to go to smaller farms, to combine different crops in one small piece of land, preventing pest spreading.
If you have 1 million plants of corn, you will have 1 million bugs that eats only corn, and you have a pest.
We developed many biopesticides and many biofertilizers. Today we are even exporting to Central American countries and other Latin American countries. We are exporting biopesticides and biofertilizers. Remember, Cuba has one advantage. If the population of Cuba is 2% of the population in Latin America, Cuba has 11% of all the scientists in Latin America.
It's difficult to grow certain crops in Cuba's heat, so farmers use a variety of mesh covers to cut the sun's rays.
We can extend the season and just using something as simple as putting a fabric, a porous fabric over a simple structure that you can remove when a hurricane is coming and you can build again. It's very simple, and this fabric also allows you to control the pests because you not only reduce the radiation and the heat, but you also reduce the number of bugs entering into the area.
In the 80s, in Cuba, were used 21,000 tons of pesticides, chemical pesticides. Now, it's 1,000. We are using 21 times less pesticides. This is good for the environment, this is good for the health, and this is also good for the soil.
Cuba uses crop interplanting to reduce the need for pesticides and make their agriculture more sustainable.
Nobody fertilizes a forest, and nobody irrigates a forest. The forest do by itself. So if you are able to create like something like a food forest, your main effort is like pick the fruits and pick the products. And so in that way, the effort is less. You work hard in the very beginning, but once the system is established, you work a lot less. It's what we call lazy people agriculture, but it's because you are working with nature, not against nature. These people in the conventional system work against the nature.
Arriba! One of the good sides of the crisis was to go back to oxen, to use animal. Not only that they save fuel, they do not compact the soil the way the tractor does. They exert less pressure, and even the legs of the oxen remove the earth.
Older farmers who still remembered how to grow and train oxen were set up in training schools.
Venga, Sabache.
In a little over a year, most cooperatives had someone trained, and the process of raising thousands of oxen had begun.
A pair of oxen is not the same as a tractor. A man can work 8 hours in a tractor, you have conditioned air and a CD player, but you cannot work for those hours because oxen just go on the floor, they say that's it, you know. But you need also to train those people and train the oxen as well. So it was necessary a result of a change of mind, the change of scale. And it was a big effort, but how much money they save in fuel, how much money they save in parts, how much money they save in tractors. But I should say, how much money is the pollution of these tractors? It has to be analyzed from several approaches. They did it because they have to. But from a few years point of view, there are many benefits.